Hello students, myself Ashish Yadav. Today we will discuss about the chapter named Decimal. So before starting the chapter, let me introduce myself first. So my name is Ashish Yadav. I have completed my 10th and 12th from University Model School, Agra. Then I completed my Bachelor's of Arts from RBS College, Agra. So let's start the chapter. So the chapter named Decimal. What is the meaning of decimal? So the first thought came in our mind that what is the meaning of decimal? Decimal means related to 10. Related to 10 means 10 or higher power in the denominator, which means if the 10 or higher power means more than 10 in the multiples of 10, 100,000, 10,000, which comes in the denominator. So this is the meaning of related to 10. So let us see the example. 3 upon 10. So the 10 comes in the denominator. 7 upon 100. The multiple of 10 comes in denominator, or we can say that the higher power of tens comes in denominator. 1000 comes in denominator, higher power. So if in denominator the 10 comes, so we can say that this is the 10th. If the 100 comes, we can say that this is the 100th. If the 1000 comes, so we can say that it's a 1000th. So if we solve these examples, then these examples are convert in the decimals. These examples are in the fractional form. If we divide in the numerator from the denominator, then changes to the decimal. So let's start. 3 divided by 10. So in the dividend part, 3 is smaller, 10 is higher in the divisor part. So we apply a decimal. When we apply a decimal, we put a 0 in the dividend part. So 10 threes are 30. So the answer came is 0.3. There is no value before the decimal, so we always put the 0. So the answer came is 0.3. Let us see the next example. 7 upon 100. 7. We will put the numerator part inside. 7 upon 100. 100 comes outside. We put point, or we can say that we put decimal. We will write 0 inside. 0 came. Now this is a smaller one. If we put a decimal, 0 inside. But this is again a smaller one. So we one more 0 in the dividend part and one more 0 in the question part. 10 sevens are 700. So this is how we convert the fractional part in the decimal form. Decimal is used to separate the integral and the fractional part. So let's see the another example. Suppose we have the higher value in the numerator. Higher value means now we have 21 in the numerator upon 10, smaller value. So we write 21 divided by 10. 10 twos are 20. Now we change this in a mixed fraction. So how we write this? 10 in the denominator, the question comes outside, and the ones came in the numerator. So this is 2 1 by 10. So how can we change this? So let's move on the next topic, which is place value chart. What is place value chart? Before briefly explaining this, let me give you some more examples. So the first example we have is 9 upon 100. 9 upon 100 means 900. We put the decimal. So when we put a decimal, we will add 0 inside. Now this is a smaller. So we can also add one more 0. If we add one more 0 in the dividend part, then we also add 0 in the question part. So 100 nines are 900. So the answer came is 0.09. So if we write this in a place value chart, so how we write this? This is the ones part. Before the decimal part always comes from ones to this side. 0 comes here. 0 comes here. This 0 comes from the 10th part. And the 9 comes from the 100th part. Let's move on to the next example where we can discuss the integral part and the fractional part. So we have 53 upon 10. So how we write this in decimal? So 53.10. So before, if the numerator comes higher, in the numerator, then change this in a mixed fraction. So 10 fives are 50. 3 comes as a remainder. We can write this in a 10 into 5 plus 3 is equals to 53 by 10. So if we change this mixed fraction in a decimal, so how can we change this? This is the integral part. This is the integral part. And this part in which the numerator and the denominator comes, so this is the fractional part. So the first way is 53 divided by 10. 10 fives are 50. The 3 comes in the remainder. When we put decimal, we write 0. 10 threes are 30. So the answer came is 5.3. And the second method to solve this example is by the fractional part. So if we write this in a place value chart, so how we write this? In the ones, we always write the before part 5. After the decimal part 3 comes in the 10th part. Okay, students? So let's discuss the second method to solve this example. We can add 5 plus 3 upon 10. You change this part in our decimal. So 10 divided by 3 decimal and write 0. 10 threes are 30. So 5 plus 0.3. We always write 0. When there is no value before the decimal, we always write 0. So the answer came is 5.3. If you are comfortable in the first method, then do this. If you are comfortable in the second method, then do this. So this is how we arrange the values in a place value chart. Ones, tens, hundred, thousand. We say 1 upon 10 tenths, 1 upon 100 is hundreds, and 1 upon 1000 thousands. So the most important point to remember is we have two types of fraction. The first one is the proper fraction, where the numerator is smaller than the denominator. And the second fraction is improper fraction, where the numerator is higher than the denominator. So proper fraction does not have integral part. There is no integral part in the proper fraction, but the improper fraction have integral part. Let's see the example. So in the proper fraction is 3 upon 10. 3 upon 10. If we divided 10 by 3, we put a decimal and write 0 inside. 10 threes are 30. So the answer came is 0.3. See in the before slide that there is two parts, integral and the fractional. So in improper fraction have integral and a fractional part. So we see the second example, or we can see the first example, 41 by 10. 10 fours are 41. If we write this in our mixed fraction, 10 4 1. So this has a integral part, a fractional part. Hope you understand what I am trying to say. So decimal have three types. So the first one is the like decimal. Like decimal means is have equal number of decimal places. So the meaning is, so if the decimal comes after two numbers, then in the throughout question or in the throughout line, the decimal comes after a two numbers. So we can see that decimal comes after two number, decimal comes after two number, decimal comes after two number. So this decimal is unlike decimal, have unequal number of decimal places. In the first example, we see that the decimals comes after 2. In the next example, the decimals comes after 3. In the next, the decimal comes after 1. So there is no uniform or equal number of decimal places. So the third one is the equivalent decimal. All the examples have equal meaning: 2.3, 2.30, 2.300. So before we deeply understand the examples, let's see the note. Adding zeros to the extreme right of the fraction Adding 0 to the extreme right. If we add 0 from the right, the meaning of the decimal does not change. If we add one more 0, then this is the same 2.3, 2.300. If we add one more 0, then this is the same. If we add one more 0, then this was the same throughout. Are the three types of decimal. The next topic is comparison of two decimals. So how can we compare the decimals? If the question come that which is the larger decimal, which is the smaller decimal, so how we can identify that this is the larger or this is the smaller? So the first point is greater integral part is bigger. Understand these points with the help of an example. So the first example is 348.02 and 97.85. Greater integral part is bigger. The integral part is before the decimal. So the integral part is 348 and 97. Integral part is bigger. So in both of these, which integral part is bigger? So the 348 part is bigger. So which one is bigger in both of these? So 348.02. Even we cannot see the after the decimal part. In the second point, integral parts are equal. If the integral parts are equal, 69 equals to 69, integral parts are equal. So how we can identify that this is the smaller or this is the bigger? If the integral parts are equal, then larger digit in the 10th place is bigger. Larger digit in the 10th place. 10th place is the first place after the decimal. So 1 and 4. Which one is bigger? 1, 4. So the 4 is bigger. We can say that 69.4 is bigger. The third point is if the integral part as well as the digit in the 10th place is equal. Integral part and the 10th place of the digit. Integral part 8 equals to 8 and the 10th place. 10th place is the first place after the decimal. 2 equals to 2. So how we can identify that which one is bigger? 10th place is equal the decimal with the larger date in the 100th place. Decimal जिसकी larger digit होनी चाहिए 100th place पर, which means 7 or 3. 7, 3. Which one is bigger? 7. So we can say that 8.275 is the bigger one. 56.7 to 56.70. So student, tell me which one is bigger in both of these. We can see earlier that if we add 0 from the extreme right, this does not change the meaning. 256 equals to 256. 0.7, 0.7. 0.7, 0.7. So the answer came is equals to. Moving on to the next slide. So in the previous slide, we can learn that how to change the fractions in the decimals. So this is about how to change decimal in the fraction or in the simplest form. So 4.5, how to change decimal in the fraction. So first example is 4.5. So write 4.5. Change the decimal in the fraction. So the method is counting from the ones. 1, 10. Always count the decimal part. 1. So in the denominator 10 comes. So this is 45 upon 10. If we cut this by 5, 5 2s are 10, 5 9s are 45. So the answer came is 9 upon 2. The second example is 248.32. 248.32. 248.32. Second example is 248.32. So how we change this in a fractional part? 1 tens 100. We always count the decimal part. So we write 100. So 24832 upon 100. This is an answer. If we cut this by 2 or 4, then this comes in the simplest form. The next example we have is 9.9. So 1 tens. So we write 99 upon 10. This is the answer. Next example is 148.2. 1482 divided by 1 tens. We write 10. If we cut this by 2, 2 5s are 10, 2 7s are 14, 2 4s are 8, 2 1s are 2. Answer comes. So in this class, we will learn the overview of the chapter named decimal. So in the next class, thank you.